Hey everyone, it's Natasha of NatashasKitchen.com, and today we're doing something completely different. We've had so many requests for a kitchen tour, and that's exactly what we're gonna do today. We're gonna go through everything, and this really is our dream kitchen. Enjoy! When we designed our house, we really wanted an open concept, so it goes from the kitchen to the dining room and on into the living room. Everything just flows together, which is really great for entertaining. And lighting was really important to us because our first house was really dark, so we wanted to have huge windows with great daylight and tons of lights in the kitchen. You can never have too many light bulbs in the kitchen because a bright space is a happy place. All right, let's take a look at our island. And as you can see, it is huge. I think it's like 10 feet by 5 feet, massive, and it takes up a huge footprint in the house. So we wanted to make sure that it was super useful. We made good use of every bit of this island. So on this back side, where I would normally have bar stools, and let me know if you have some recommendations because it is so hard to find bar stools. All right, so we've got cabinets on this side, all along this side, starting from here. And we keep our camera gear and things like that in here. Once I get bar stools, I'll probably have some art supplies for the kids in here. So cabinets all along this side, and then we have camera gear in here along with some of our photography surfaces and all kinds of stuff. And then another cabinet here where we keep tripods and such. And then everything is soft close, which is amazing. It makes for a quiet kitchen. I love that. All right, let's get to the fun part of the island. When we organized the kitchen, we thought about how we would be using it. So we made sure to put in drawers everywhere we could so that you don't have to open cabinets and then dive into your cabinets to find something. Drawers are so much more useful. So down here at the bottom, we have our casserole dishes and bakeware, things we don't use quite as often. Then in the next drawer, we have some more bakeware. We've got our salad spinner, salad bowls, food chopper, just minor tools. And then in the top drawer here, we have our tools that are useful, but we don't use quite as often, so mostly bakeware type things. This is where we keep things like our thermopen. This is really handy for meats. And then a can or jar opener, safety gloves. You can see those have gotten a lot of good use. And this little doodad that the kids love, so they're always looking for that one. Rolling pins, and then just general bakeware type things. And I do love this rolling pin the most. I can't tell you why, but it's my favorite. All right, and this top drawer has my most used tools. So these are my go-to favorites that get used over and over. And it's really nice to have these when we're filming or if I need something to get to the stove. These are my all-time favorites. I've got tons of measuring cups, measuring spoons, and these ones are the best. They're magnetic, so they still stay together really well. And then we have our fruit scoops. We use this for mango, this one for avocado or kiwi. More fruit scoops, and our lemon squeezer. This one's our favorite brand so far. My husband has broken 2 different ones, and this one is still going strong, so that is good. And then we've got our cookie scoops and ice cream scoop. I love these trigger release ones. We use them for everything. And then all of our spatulas and tongs, ladles, more spatulas, the cheese grater gets a lot of use. And of course, a digital kitchen scale. And I'll leave links to all of these things in the notes. And then the next drawer down, we have pots, pans, skillets, saucepans, lots of them. And then also in the following drawer, more pots and pans and skillets because you can never have too many. And now my very favorite part of the island, because I work right here, I do all my prep here, we film here, I love having this prep sink. It is amazingly useful. I can drain my pasta coming off the stove. I can fill up anything. And then having this water filter on the sink is awesome because it's so much more handy to fill up a coffee pot right here than from a refrigerator. And it's filtered water. You Kids love it too. And of course it has a disposal button, so I can just sweep off my mess and dispose of it. Okay, and there is a garbage can right here. So if you've ever wondered where I just sweep my garbage, it's not going on the floor. It's going into the garbage can. All right, here it is. Garbage and recycling, so handy. And then we also have a paper towel dispenser right here, right where I'm working. It's awesome. All right, so, and then under the sink, we've got stuff, you know, sink stuff. Nothing terribly exciting. A little step stool for my little one who loves to help me in the kitchen. Oh, and a fire extinguisher. I guess that's exciting if you ever have to use it. Hopefully we'll never have to use it. All right, and then up on top, we've got our medicine cabinet over here, and that's the one that didn't get tidied up, so we're not opening it. And then over here, we have our big ol' honkin' bottles of spices, because with these, you really want the big ol' honkin' bottles. Very well used. Okay, and then we're still moving in. There's a lot of cabinets, and we're not used to this many cabinets, so it's gonna take us a while to fill them up. Okay, and then over here, I love this drawer right next to the stove. This is, oh, I love having my spices in a drawer. And these racks that they're on from Amazon, I'll leave a link. They are so handy. It's nice to see all of your spices, easy to find, makes cooking so much nicer. As you can tell, I'm a spice hoarder, but I also like to use them. And as you can tell, McCormick is a favorite. All right, next drawer. Here we have bakeware, cupcake, cake pans, pie pans, all that jazz. And then, whoa, that's empty. Work in progress. All right, and then we have cabinets built in on both sides of the stove, which we use for cutting boards, drying racks, hot pads, all that good stuff. We've got our huge cutting boards in this one, and plastic wrap, foil, things that are used all the time. And now, the moment we've been waiting for, I want to talk to you guys about my range. It is a beast. It is a fabulous beast. I love it, I love it, I love it. All right, this is a Thermador, and it's a 48-inch, huge. It has 6 burners and a griddle, which I've never had a griddle before, but it's just so good. It's like a giant skillet that fits all of the things. And then each burner is super strong, and I love that they're spaced out, so you can fit 6 huge pots on this stove, and they're not crowding each other. That is the best. All right, and then this little panel light is so cool. It's just, I turn it on just so I can look at it and enjoy it. Okay, I'm gonna try to calm down. And then this Gigantor oven down here fits any size baking sheet and multiple baking sheets next to each other. And I also love that the racks come out like this, so that you can pull out the rack and then lift up your casserole dish so you're not diving into the hot oven for it. All right, and then it also has this little oven here on the side for smaller things like chicken nuggets, because I'm a mom that makes chicken nuggets. I know you're judging me, it's fine, I don't care. All right, and then the hood above the range is just a dream. It sucks up everything. Like, sometimes I feel like it's gonna suck me in there because it's so strong. And we actually had to create a vent that pulls air from the outside because the suction is just so strong. Like, I'm not even kidding. It is fabulous. And it's not loud either. Listen. That's full strength. And it's like, you can feel it. It's good. Has great lighting. I just love this thing. Okay, and then also, this is something that I have always dreamed of having because it looks cool and it's actually really useful. So this is a pot filler. So when you've got a big heavy pot, like these cast iron ones that I love so much, you can just fill them right on the stove. Okay. I get excited about these things. All right, moving on. To the left of the stove, we have some more really useful things. We've got the salt, the pepper, oils, vinegars, vanilla extract, things that we use all the time. And then over here, we keep our Tupperware, measuring cups, and our breakfast bar. So this is our homemade granola, and I have a recipe for it on my blog. It is so good, and we always stock it at home because we love yogurt parfaits in the morning. One of our favorite breakfasts. All right, kind of a hodgepodge, but we know where stuff is. And then down here is the practical life stuff. We have our silverware, easy to grab, easy to reach for the kids. And then we keep all of our dishes in here because the kids can easily put it in here. Our son unloads the dishwasher for us. And these plates, I mean, they are inexpensive, the Corelle ones, but I just love them. They are so handy. They're lightweight, they don't seem to break, and I don't know why I'm obsessed with them. And then down here we have all of our mixing bowls, our stainless steel ones, and then this set I really like by OXO because each one is a bowl and a colander, so you can strain things or use it as a mixing bowl. And we'll have these in our shop too, super handy. And then of course, our collection of glass bowls. And tucked back in here, across from the pantry, we have an extension of the kitchen called the Butler's pantry. I don't know why we don't have a butler. But this is where I keep all of my photography props and the cabinets above and below, and where we keep all of our small appliances, so tons of outlets on this wall. Also on this wall, we have a second oven, and this is so handy during the holidays, or if you're a food blogger and you do a lot of test baking. So very useful. And we have a built-in microwave right on top of that. We don't use this as often, but it has its place. And then cabinets up here, just random house stuff. And we keep our more small appliances down here. We've got the Instant Pot, the slow cooker, hand mixer, and such. Then over here we have our baking sheets, conveniently located next to the oven. And then we also have some silicone liners for those baking sheets. And now we move on to the sink. My second favorite thing about this kitchen. We went with the farmhouse sink because it was dreamy. And I love these racks inside because they protect the sink. And if you're drying something like a big pot, it's not sitting on the bottom. They're really convenient, highly recommend. And then we have the motion sensor faucet, which is, I have a love-hate relationship because like sometimes I reach over and I'm like, ah! That happens a lot, shoot. Okay, anyways, we designed this with function in mind. So this is super functional. We have another set of garbage cans right over here, garbage and recycling bin, which is so handy and functional. All right, so imagine this. I've got my dirty dish. I scrape it off in here, I rinse it or wash it in the sink, and then I put it in the dishwasher, which is currently packed with dirty dishes. We're not gonna open that. And then we have our glasses in this cabinet. Also super handy because the dishes go from the dishwasher right up here. And from the dishwasher right over to that drawer where we keep the dishes. Function, see? Very well thought out. Moving on, under the sink we have our under the sink stuff, just like everybody has under the sink stuff. Garbage bags, Mr. Clean Magic eraser, all right? Somebody really swore by these, so we bought them. So far so good, actually. And then this is our favorite dish soap. It smells really good. Is it safe to sniff dish soap? I hope so. Okay, sorry about that. All right, and then we have the shelves. I've always wanted a window above the kitchen sink, and it didn't happen in this house, but this is the next best thing. It's so nice. And then we had Irina of Mint and Pine Design do our decorating in the kitchen, and she did such a nice job. Looks so pretty. Such a sweet thing to look at. We did tile all the way up to the ceiling, which I love. And we did the subway tile, classic. See? It's the sink. But it didn't get me that time. Up here we have all of our coffee stuff. Our to-go cups, our beans, our cleaners and teas, and this is our station. And down here we have the junk drawer, and I call it the organized drawer because my husband does not allow it to become a junk drawer, which is great. Oh look, our old business card. It's cute. All right, and then we have our coffee glass cups. These are so fun to use for coffee, and I'll show you why in a bit. We're gonna take one out for now. And then down here, we have our plastic bags. We reuse them. Of course we do. All right, I know I said I have favorites, but this is my best friend. I look forward to this every single morning. And every time I go to bed, I think about my mornings with my friend. This is a Jura S8, and it is a wonderful, wonderful machine for making all the coffees. It's like having a barista at home. So this is our coffee station, and I'm gonna show you how to make the most amazing cup of coffee with this. And these mugs are so neat. They're by Zwilling J.A. Henkels, and they are double insulated so they don't get hot, and they just make the coffee so beautiful and that much more enjoyable. So I'm gonna make you a cup of coffee, but before we do, we need to get the milk. So let's head over to the fridge. And this is also Thermador. We got a 48-inch fridge, and I love this thing. And you let me know if you would love to see a fridge tour. Okay, the milk. So watch how easy this is. Plug in the milk. Put down your cup. And then you choose the one that you want. And we've got these pre-programmed the way we like them. Like you can choose latte and adjust how much coffee and how much milk that you want based on how strong you like it. And then just push the button and it goes. It's so easy. All right, so let's make a cappuccino. That's all there is to it. And look how pretty this is. Look at that thick foam. It is just fabulous. That is a good cup of coffee. Just the way I like it. Hope you guys enjoyed this dream kitchen tour. If you guys want to see a tour of our refrigerator or our pantry, let me know in the comments. And thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Hey, before you go, in case you missed it, check out our moving day video right over there and the very first video we filmed in this new kitchen right down there. Click below to subscribe, and when you do, click that little bell icon so you'll get notifications every time we post a new recipe. We'll see you next time.